Good evening and welcome into the Joe Dickey Electric Scoreboard. I am Mike Ackelson, joined by the man, the myth, the legend,
the tired guy. Golly.
You're not allowed to be tired.
Traffic is rough in Canfield, my friend. Now I know my dad was always complaining when traffic. Woof.
I always remember when I first started working over here, everybody's like, avoid 224.
They're not lying. Now I know why they battle over it all the time.
Yeah, they fight over it. But I think Canfield would like to forget that one tonight.
Goodness gracious. I'll tell you what.
Kudos to Boardman, though.
They had a great game plan coming in. And right before the half, up-tempo, and then, the second half, they just dominated. They just took the time off the scoreboard. And, of course, that's a rivalry. I mean, people aren't going to sit there. It's not Poland Canfield. But Canfield Boardman is still a big rivalry, and Boardman flexed their muscles tonight. Kudos, DJ Doda.
Yeah.
The year that he went through last year, just trying to get kids healthy, and this is what the Boardman Spartans can do with great leadership, and I think DJ Doda is that guy.
Well, and the thing is, it'll be interesting to see how it shapes out. It could possibly push them to a home game next week.
That's what they were hoping. And I think they weren't trying to embarrass Canfield by any means, but I think that there was some extra oomph going into that game saying, hey, if we can get a game at Spartan Stadium, that it's a different atmosphere. But how about, listen, you saw the black unis for Canfield tonight.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
love that.
They look good.
I love that.
They look good.
They may not wear them again.
Not. What? We'll save that for
you know how coaches are.
South Range wore black jerseys the 22 season. We haven't seen them since because they almost lost to Struthers. I don't know if the same thing happens in Canfield, but they are smoking hot. They are good.
When I saw that tease this week, I was like,
unreal.
Wow, I love it.
Unreal. Black helmets, black jerseys, black pants, black shoes, black out. I mean, everybody was in black in Canfield.
Yeah.
But the light was shining on Boardman's side tonight.
Hey, kudos to the Spartans, especially DJ. Like you said, he went through a tough time, but he gets everything done. I just love it. There were some good games tonight that really went down to the wire. There was a lot of lopsided games that I wasn't expecting in week 10. So that one kind of caught us off guard. But Wellsville, Lisbon, they were playing. They went toe-to-toe the entire game. It ends up 35-28 in favor of the Blue Devils. That was a dynamite game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fantastic. Lakeview, Beaver Local, another great game comes down. Lakeview gives the opportunity to Beaver Local by a late hit, puts them in field goal range. The Beavers with a false start, and that.
I was worried about McNuggies calling this game.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he did a great job. Michael McKenzie was awesome on the call, but you look at it, that penalty by Beaver Local will be the one they'll think about all offseason because that win would have been massive for them.
Yeah. I mean, they don't control their destiny anymore, as
Right.
Mikey said on the way out, but that puts Lakeview in for sure.
It should.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got three guys on the call right now. Who do you want to go to? We got Ty Bartell, we got Dominic Pearson, and we have Eric Hughes.
I think we should go to Dominic first because I got to see Southern Local play Latonia tonight, and Southern Local is peaking at the right time heading into the postseason.
All right. Without further ado, here he comes, the big dog himself, Dom Pearson. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? How are you guys doing tonight?
We're good. How about you? You got to see the Indians came out in full force, and I want to give credit to the coaching staff for Southern Local. They could have tacked on a lot more points, and they classily did not add anything to what they did to Latonia tonight.
As a Southern Local alumni, as I know from Rich Wright, class first act. If say you're up by so many points, gotta let the young bucks roll in, see what they can do. Because you gotta see what you got for your future. You gotta see what you got.
I thought it was impressive when they took the knee on the 2-yard line and basically let Latonia eat up the rest of the clock and score again.
Indeed, it was a very interesting ball game tonight. I heard from Christopher from the Power Hour show, thinking Latonia was going to beat Southern Local tonight. I was like, "Ooh, this is going to be very interesting if Latonia can knock off Southern Local tonight." I mean, they've knocked them off before back in 2020 with Marco Ferry, but that was an interesting ball game tonight. Very impressive win for Southern Local. Southern's just looking forward to the playoffs next week, hoping they can get a home playoff game. If not, they're probably looking at Wyndham or McDonald next week is what they're looking at so far, and they are very interested in seeing who they have to go to or see if they have a home playoff game. For what they're hearing is that Norwalk St. Paul knocked off a team up above them, and it's going to be an interesting mix-up in Region 25 Division 7 to see what happens.
Dom, I mean, obviously conference championships are the first things that coaches put on the grease board to win. Doesn't happen. Great season for Southern Local. Obviously, they're looking at the playoffs, but how do you think not winning a conference championship is going to inspire them going into Week 11?
Talking to some of the seniors after the game at Latonia, yes, it's a bitter taste in their mouth from the United game. They knew for a fact if they beat United, if they beat Valley Christian, they win a conference championship. When they went up against United and they stopped the United at the 1 yard line, had a chance to drive down the field, couldn't go anywhere. And United beat them, I want to say by 2 or 3 points, if I'm correct, by any chance. But anyways, Southern has impressed me all season long, and they are so focused on playoffs right now. Last year when they went down to, I believe it was Malvern, went down to Malvern and got beat badly by Malvern. They have a bitter taste in their mouth. They're hoping to get back on the winning track in the playoffs, and that's what they're hoping for.
That's awesome. I mean, being able to see this Southern team and what Coach Wright has been able to do with his team, just making them winners. And it's the kids, obviously, but the system that Rich Wright has, these kids believe in, the community believes in, and this is what happens.
Yeah, and you just watch the way they've played. They're kind of on a roll right now.
Yeah, and this goes back when he was hired back in 2014. 2014, he was down. Look what he did from Beaver Local. Went to Beaver Local, then went over to Wellsville for a couple of years. Changed that program around. Took them to a playoff. Took them to the playoffs. Got them a playoff win. Came to Southern after Wellsville. Had a little rough years. Then as soon as 2017, 28 peaked, that's when he started getting the wins he needed, and that's when the Coach Wright era took off there from Southern Local.
Dom, I got to tell you, man, for your first year doing this at YSN, you knocked it out of the park, man. We're excited to keep having you do games. Obviously, you mean a lot to Southern. Southern means a lot to you. Looking forward to you, and I can't thank you enough. And all of us here at YSN, we can't thank you enough for the job that you've done and all the homework and resources that you've added to our team. So thank you, brother.
I thank you guys very much for adding me on to this wonderful team. You guys are a class act, and I thank you guys very much for having me on here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dom. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good night.
You as well, guys. Thank you.
There he goes. I'll tell you what, that guy, great future here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great future here.
I enjoyed listening to him. He had some great calls.
All right, we gotta go to Ty because he's been here the longest. All right, so right now we have Ty Bartell, Eric Hughes, Yes Fur. We see you dancing in the background, and then Matt Romeo. So we'll add them. Guys, be patient with us as we get through them. You're watching the Joe Dickey Electric Scoreboard Show. Mike Ackles, DJ Yoakley here. And ladies and gentlemen, we bring in this gentleman who's been with us basically since the beginning. A gentleman whose voice echoes round the world. At this time, the voice of the Fitch Falcons, the Prince of Portage. We bring in the great champion, Tyler Bartell.
Big game Ty.
I love seeing all the guys in the waiting room, so don't keep me on too long. Let them have their moment to shine too. We could talk about this one too, and I'm not just being a sore loser about it. I know the comments are coming, but no, let's talk a little bit of football tonight too. Got to be back in the Falcons' nest tonight.
No, it's awesome. First off, are you in the Lazy Boy right now?
You in the Lazy Boy? I'm not in Al Qaeda anymore. Not a
boy.
So,
Freedom.
We're kicking it back and chillaxing right now.
I love it. Ty, walk us through your game. I mean, obviously not the outcome that we all thought or hoped was going to happen from that standpoint. Falcons come up a little bit short tonight against what I think has become their biggest enemies, in Warren G. Harding over the last few years.
It feels like it, right? And I mean, Warren Harding comes out with that first punch. They get the interception. They take it down the field. They score. They get up 6-0. Fitch then responds in the second quarter, keeps the ball on the ground. DeAndre Richard, we've been saying that young man's name all season long, it feels like, comes up with 2 touchdowns in that second quarter. They take a 14-6 lead. Then all of a sudden, Harding in that second half, man, 22-7. They outscore Fitch in the second half. Chaz Coleman is a young man I want to shout out the name of for the Harding Raiders. I know the Harding Raiders administration isn't always isn't too kind to us, but this is a young man that deserves a lot of love on the football field. Had a touchdown passing through the air, did one on the ground with his legs, and he also had a defensive touchdown on the scoop and score fumble and score to end the game tonight too. He was a dog tonight, and I love watching him play football, and I can't wait to see what he continues to do in the playoffs. But again, man, it was just Harding came out with that fight, that fire in their bellies, man. They knew that Austintown had won the last 4 matchups, that these were a senior class that had never beaten Austintown, and you could see the seniors for Harding came to play tonight.
Well, it's going to be an interesting tie to watch over the next few days because this loss could potentially knock Fitch out of a home playoff game, but it could really bump Harding all the way up to 3rd.
Here's a funny thing too, Mike. It could also match Harding and Fitch up in the playoffs again. How many times have we seen that since the 16-team playoff has happened too? And it very well could shake out like that too. With the way it depends on who wins and loses. That we're below Fitch tonight. Obviously, when it all
secondary points
always comes down to it.
I mean, you've seen a lot of Fitch football over the years. Measure this. How do you feel about this particular team, going into the first round of the playoffs, the second round of the playoffs? I mean, is this team built to last? Is this a bump in the road, or is this something that we should be concerned about when looking at Austintown Fitch?
I think there could be some concern just because they have a lot of younger guys in some key positions, right? And these are guys that have to get their feet wet and get that experience of playoff football. We kind of saw them have that experience to try to go on a game-tying drive tonight, and then Harding came up with that big fumble. You could call it Harding's night tonight, but also you're going to want to look at that and say, this can't be a trend going forward. We need to be able to close out games. We need to be able to go on 2-minute drives to tie games, finish games at the end too. I think it's going to come down to practice, and it's going to come down to growth from a lot of these younger guys too. Are they going to be able to kind of shake off this loss and come back and play some Fitch branded football too? Or are you going to kind of still be thinking about this week 10 loss going into the postseason too? Because if you do that, you're not going to have a very long trip in the postseason.
But sometimes a loss like this is one where the coach will have your attention full bore throughout the next week as you prepare.
You're looking at this too, and you're saying we threw an interception that turned immediately into 6 points. We fumbled the ball in the third quarter that immediately turned into a touchdown, and we gave up a fumble too in that last drive that ended up in a scoop and score. There's 20 points because they missed the one extra point in the first drive, but 20 points that they got essentially off of turnovers too. We need to clean things up on offense. We need to play a cleaner brand of football. If we do that, I like our chances in a lot of games with a lot of matchups because our defense, I think, can contend. But it all comes down to you gotta limit turnovers.
I mean, that's all I got for you, brother. I appreciate you. I mean, as always,
that's no problem with me, man. Give these guys their spotlight. Let these guys show some love to their teams.
Appreciate you, brother. As always, Ty, it's always good having you on the show, brother.
I'll talk to you guys.
All
See you, buddy.
There he goes, the Prince of Portage, Ty Bartell. On to the next one. We get Eric Hughes. E. Hughes, hot take. What do you got for us tonight?
Oh, I got a big one senior night. I said during the pregame show, it was great to finally get out there. Supposed to go there twice. Didn't work out. Finally got this cover one game for them on the network. It was great. They got a big win, 23-12 over their rivals, Riverside.
It's huge, huge. I mean, when we're looking at Western Pennsylvania, that's obviously an area we want to crack into. We've got 2 teams over there, Beaver and, of course, Mohawk, who were the first ones to sign with YSN from the Keystone State. Mike, you're very familiar with this, the Keystone State, obviously. But when you think Mohawk, you think a team that's always around, always there. This is a very good team as they push it into the playoffs.
It is. And the funny thing was when I saw the matchup this week, I'm like, This is the old Tri-County North.
Mm-hmm.
They were in there with Laurel, Shenango, Slippery Rock, Union. This was an old, just classic battle. And at first it was that way. But, boy, when Mohawk finally got their gears going, Eric, things just steamrolled for them.
Yeah, Bobby Fadden, he's a difference maker. 3 passing touchdowns, also had an interception on defense. Kind of reminds me of Michael Blown last year from Louisville, the way he gets it done with his arm and his legs. Very good player they have. They all skin for basketball and baseball also.
Oh, he's a stud. I mean, he's a million-point scorer, I'm pretty sure, in basketball.
Yeah.
If he hasn't already, he's going to get it this year. You've seen, obviously, Ohio football. I mean, now you've seen some Western Pennsylvania football. I mean, we keep hearing this argument about who's better at it, on what side of the border. What did you see tonight from Mohawk that impressed you?
Yeah, Western PA football is a whole different animal. Obviously, I mean, Northeast Ohio, Western PA, they're like cream of the crop, in my opinion. They churn out athletes left and right. Western PA definitely has them. And Mohawk, they have some athletes also on their team. They have Blake Logan. He caught 2 of Bobby Fadden's touchdown passes. Jack Chapman, he had a couple sacks, led the team in sacks this year, had a fumble recovery. And Mohawk's defense this year, I mean, they've been up and down, but they played great tonight, getting off the field in early downs. They did give up a 9-minute drive, like to start off the third quarter, I believe it was. But other than that, they were great tonight.
And as someone who always kind of puts, and this is all side note, by the way, someone who always puts Poland in the spotlight for a particular reason, I wanted to see if you caught the game tonight, 14-7 win, Bulldogs over the Struthers Wildcats. Any final thoughts on that particular contest, my friend?
We'll be seeing them again, just like last year.
Well, I don't think that you won't be, because Poland's Division 5 and Struthers Division 4.
Yeah, that was it. You got to wait a
Did
whole
one of them
year.
drop?
Yes.
Yep, Poland is projected here on YSN unofficial rankings. Projected number 3 potentially. So it could be South Range.
Hang on.
Yeah, I know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Caraway,
Manchester,
and then potentially Poland. So, buddy, you're going to be sitting in that seat for a while till week 10 next year. So
yeah, you got a whole
That
year.
stinks they won't play each other again.
So, Eric, we appreciate your time, man. Great work tonight. You started very early with the Power Hour, man. Thank you for staying up late with us.
For sure.
Hot take, Eric Hughes, ladies and gentlemen, over in the Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I want it. I want Mohawk. We love Hughes.
You got to see a good game though tonight.
We love
Mohawk
him.
was cruising and they did their job. So
All right. Are you ready for this?
I am.
Oh my
We got
gosh.
jumping jacks. We dancing.
Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, wait. There we go. There we go. There he is.
He looks like Rocky.
Congratulations.
I am
Ferg.
Rocky.
You made the show.
I made it.
Where are you? Are you in a blink twice if you need help?
I'm at Ben's.
Oh, okay. I was like, where the hell is he?
I was throwing down some chicken fingers. Oh boy, we're losing it. I'm gonna give everyone everyone's gonna be sick by the time they're done watching this. I was eating chicken fingers while I was waiting for that, so I got some grub in me.
You were dancing. Look at you.
I was dancing. I'm putting up you know me, I'm always putting up a show.
All right, talk to us about your Western Reserve Blue Devils. I mean, what did you see tonight from them?
First out, I just want to give thoughts and prayers out to a kid that was injured tonight. He got carted off on a stretcher. Appeared to be some type of upper body injury. We got transported downtown, and hope he's doing all right. And prayers go out to him and his family for a speedy recovery. But besides that, Western Reserve, they looked pretty good, dominant in the second half, but very slow in the first half. Jackson Milton is a pretty good team for sure. They put up a good fight against a high-powered Western Reserve offense. And when it comes down to it, it's a rivalry game. You throw these records out of the window, and anything's on the table. Jackson Milton put up a great fight, but Reserve was just too strong at the end of it.
Well, and here's what I'm looking at. They did take care of business now. Unofficially, they should be the top seed in their region heading in, which means a couple of home games.
Tribal Chief, number 1. Yep.
I'm pumped
Does
up.
that, I mean,
What's that mean? Like, because you're going to get to call a home game now. A
2
postseason
potentially.
home game. Potentially
Hopefully two. Means a lot. This crowd, for being D7, small town football, I thought we were special at South Range. This crowd that comes out every week for home games here at Western Reserve is unbelievable. There's not a seat open. It's huge. It's massive. They know what they're doing out here and they love it. And the community supports them 100%. Ben's isn't usually open this late. They're open late just for the fans, so they can come out here, support this local business, and help every week. It's this home stadium. They love their kids so much, and the administration loves their kids so much. It's just truly a special place.
I mean, from a community standpoint, obviously we know that you're very intertwined with it. John Armini takes over last year, gets these kids to start believing. This year, I think the fruit of their labor paying off in huge dividends. When you look at this team as opposed to last year's team, what did you see last year that was, they fixed the foundation, so to speak, that they can do some of the special things that they're able to do as the 1 seed potentially heading into week 11?
A lot more maturity, 100%. They're more of a tight bounded team. There's no selfishness. Everyone sticks in there for each other, and they've grown over the season. And you don't want to see it in high school football fights, but if one kid gets shoved late hit, there's 3 kids on Western Reserve coming to back their boy up. If it costs them a penalty, it's all right. They got their back. It's a lot more team camaraderie on this year's team than probably in years before on this Western Reserve team. They're all gel really well, and they all matured very well.
Do you like the way they're playing heading into the postseason? Are they right about that peaking point?
To be honest with you, I think they could peak even higher. I think they kind of plateaued a little bit. They were doing really well, and then they hit that wall from New Middletown. They played Springfield. They kind of hit that wall, got stuck in the mud. Now they're creeping back up. I think they could still excel and go even higher. I think the sky's the limits for them. I think they're a really good team, and they're going to cause some damage, I think, in this in Region 7. Division 7, Region 25.
Last question for you. Can you do a wind sprint into the darkness right now? I'll give you full screen.
Someone decided to leave their lights on their car.
Just race past them. Race the whole length of that parking lot. We're timing you.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Go.
You tell me when to go.
Ready, set. He's going the whole parking lot. Look at him.
He's gone.
Hey, Chris Colucci, we love you. We love you forever. Lineman forever. I can't do that. I love him. I love him so much. Thanks, Fur. Appreciate you. On next, we have Matt Romeo, the voice of the Poland Bulldogs all year long. Rome's, what'd you see tonight from the Bulldogs? Obviously, a big win in Doggytown.
Well, first off, is Chris okay? Because that felt like a scene in Halloween. It felt like it was going to go wrong, like Michael Myers was going to show up out of nowhere. And this was part of a horror movie. Chris, let us know if you're okay, first off. But second off,
well, you don't go to the running car. You go to the barn with all the saws.
Baxter, bark twice if you're in Milwaukee.
With that parked car there with the lights on was very suspicious. I thought like the guy from Terrifier was gonna get out and grab him. So anyway, yeah, appreciate you, Chris. But anyway, yeah, talk back onto the game tonight. Rare appearance for me on here, but had to because this I got done just writing my story and. I'm like, I was so hyped up about this game. It was so exciting. And I don't really have a dog in the fight. I call the Poland games. I just like to see a good football game. Talking about the game, though, it was a slow start, defensive battle. The thing I'll say about Poland is they've had this bend but don't break defense all season long where they'll let their opponent early in the game just get down multiple times into the red zone. And Poland just comes up with a turnover on downs. And they had 3. They turned them over on downs 3 times tonight. They did the Struthers. And then finally broke through right before half. Vito Kamara throws a 30-yard bomb to Josh Maseko. Sets up then an 8-yard touchdown pass from Vito to J.J. Fonda with 18 seconds left on the clock. Poland then somehow they luck. They luck out again. I shouldn't call it luck because they win the toss. They defer to the second half all the time. They get the ball back and they start the second half with the ball. So Just great all around coaching, playing by Poland. A great effort by Struthers tonight too.
Do you think? I mean, obviously the only game that I've got to call for Poland this year is the South Range game, but I felt like after they played South Range, this team matured a lot because there's a lot of teams that would let that win decide the way the rest of the season goes. Poland did that, but it went what usually goes the downhill way. They were able to build from that and said, "Hey, this isn't going to happen to us again." But like we just talked about, a potential rematch late in the playoffs could be the regional championship, South Range and Poland again.
It would be a lot of fun. And I think, talking about that South Range game earlier in the year, they had that 14-0 lead, I believe it was, and they gave that up. But something similar happened last week against Lakeview. They were up 14-0. They got all the momentum going on their side. Then all of a sudden it's 14-7 and Lakeview's got the ball threatening, but they have found a way to grow from that game against South Range earlier in the season. They're a very resilient football team. When their backs are against the wall, they kind of play like the Guardians almost baseball team this year. They play their best when they face adversity and when their backs are against the wall.
It's going to be an interesting region to watch come in the postseason because potentially 7 YSN schools could be in Region 5.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. I'm hoping I get to call it. It looks like Poland's going to have a home game next week, so hoping I get to call that one.
You're on it, buddy.
So it's going to be a lot of fun.
You're on it. I'll stamp that right now. I will also ask you this question. I'm not going to make you run a 60-yard dash in the dark, but okay. I will ask you. This was I believe the second time that you've gone up against the big lights of the other network.
Yeah.
Do you feel like? I mean, I saw the ratings. Pretty doggone good, my friend. You held your own.
I'm a very competitive individual, and I think you saw in the messages earlier, like I was ready for that challenge. And I want to give a shout out to Tom Otto, my
Juice.
Man, I think we killed it tonight. I think that I think we put on a great presentation. I think we called a great game, great flow. It was an exciting game, so it makes it easy when it's an exciting game to call. But man, I'll call a game with that dude. Even I called a game earlier with Chris Colucci earlier this season, and both those dudes. I'll call games with both those dudes any day of the week.
Well, the best thing about it, man, is when we look at the ratings, we look at the stats, and the Poland game is at the top of our charts. We know that you're in the top 2, and you ain't number 2, buddy. So congratulations on all your success. We're proud of you, buddy. First year guy too, by the way.
Yeah,
dude, I love it.
Great job. Awesome call tonight. Did you give Tom a little towel to wipe some tears away though at the end?
Oh, he was looking sad. I think he had to revert towards the end. He had to revert to having the Cavs game on his phone to try to cheer up. Hopefully they're beating the Pistons tonight. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's who they're playing. But yeah, I gave him a little pep talk there at the end.
Romes, we're super proud of you, man. Thank you so much for the effort that you put forth this season. We're looking forward to hearing your call next week with Poland again. And again, thank you for everything, and congratulations that you've kicked all kinds of ass this year, man.
I appreciate the opportunity, man. Thank you, guys.
You got it. Thanks, Matt. Matt Romeo.
Great job.
Unbelievable job this year. Unbelievable. Yeah. And he went in here blind. He's like, hey, I just kind of want to do this. Came over on a whim, and he's quickly, again, just like, we have so many good announcers, good guys that are here. Quick shout out before we get to the scoreboard here, because I know we have some time to fill. You guys here, Audible Call, Radar, and Scotty, and Eric Oates, Mike Swinehart, Brian Scott. Who am I missing? Anthony, of course. He's sick. Got a little stomach bug. But listen, hey, he's been ironclad.
Yeah, he has
all year.
He rides that board, but he's still social media. Yep. He's still doing other things. We're calling out scores. It was great to have Scotty and Radar back this year. I thoroughly enjoy those two guys because they're the epitome of an ultimate sports fan. That's
what we are.
And when I look at Scotty, Could you imagine had he been given a fully healthy
Oh, my
body
gosh.
where he'd be? You know,
His
and-
heart.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. I mean,
he's amazing. And,
yeah.
And how can you not like Radar? Radar is like top
Well,
notch.
let's not get carried away.
No, but
No.
I mean, like he comes here, like
He's awesome.
you know, he wants to work. He snuck out of his house 2 weeks ago to be here.
That'll be a story for our book.
Yeah.
But also, my friend, we left one guy out. You.
No, we're good.
Man,
I
I'll tell
love
you what,
doing this.
I know you do, and you're so good at it. And you and I have talked so many times. And this isn't going to turn into the Mike Ackelson and DJ show, but I will tell you this: he does this for the love of it. He does this because he loved it for a long time, and then looked at a different opportunity. And since that day, you told me, "Hey, I want to be back." Anytime you're in, you came back. You didn't care what the pay was, where we were. We could have been on the moon, and you would have figured a way to get there.
I'd have got there.
And you're driving home to Butler every Friday night. I should say Saturday morning, because there's usually a couple daddy pops floating around here. Not for Mike, but for some of us. And telling stories, and you make it fun, Mike. And we're so grateful to have you. The godfather of sports in this valley. It's you, dude. It's you. And we're so very, very fortunate. And especially for the Audible call, that the audience, they love hearing your voice, seeing your face. Still part of this valley. So thank you so much.
Oh, I can't believe 10 weeks are gone.
Buddy.
Like I'm sitting here like, didn't we just start this? Like usually in May. This is a great story, and I'll tell it because I always make DJ mad. They're knee deep in the regional finals of baseball, softball, track and field. DJ's looking to just catch his breath for a couple weeks, because then they're going to fire up and do little league baseball and all that every year during regionals. Man, I can't wait. Football's 1 week closer.
You're the worst. You're the absolute worst. Absolute worst.
He does that, and then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, you ready? Are you coming back? Absolutely.
We couldn't do this without you, man. You know that. I mean, but I will tell you this. Now it becomes very fun, because you go from being Mike Audible Call to Mike in the booth, or Mike on the sideline. Who, may I ask, before we get into this scores, would you most like to cover this year? Just one game if you had to. You've had your eye on some of these teams all year long.
I have, and it's interesting. Like now you put me on the spot. Like
That's what I'm good at.
like I want to see, can anybody tackle the two monsters in D2? We know what's sitting in that region.
Mm-hmm.
Those two teams that are sitting 1-2 are going to be pretty tough. How far can Boardman dance? How far can Fitch dance? But then you go to 3, and I'm sitting there, boy, Dan Reardon has a great team. That Ursuline team, Now we flip it to 4. Oh, we just happen to cover the Perry Pirates. They happen to be in our
West Branch,
Struthers.
We got them all.
Yeah, like it's there, and you're looking like Lakeview's going to get in. Looks like Mooney may
Sneak
in, but then you look down at D7, Western Reserve.
Oh, gosh.
6, you got Springfield.
Hey, East Palestine.
How about that? How about the Bulldogs? But I'm going to give kudos, and I've been wanting to say this. My team of the year is Orange, without a doubt.
Double stamp it.
They win tonight, so 7-3. They're going to the postseason.
Incredible.
They hadn't had 7 wins in 4 years.
That's it. I mean, to the early conversations when we were talking Orange, Tim Porter, obviously from Mineral Reserve, and his boys went to McDonald.
Yeah.
One of the greatest athletic directors you were ever going to know. He said, I want you. I want YSN. We want this. I need this for my kids. This is, and we're not taking the credit, but I will tell you this. When you are publicized on a regular basis and some of that success snowballs, I mean, Tim's been adamant about saying this changed their program, because they're not afraid to play in big games, because every week is a big game for them.
Mm-hmm.
Every game is a big game for them. This is incredible. What Rob Sanor has been able to do over at Orange, what these gentlemen have been able to do inside that locker room and on that football field. Mike, I haven't seen a team like this rebound. And we talked about East Palestine. We'll continue to talk about them in a little bit. But Orange, I do not be surprised if they're the YSN team of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to a vote, but my hands up, your hands up.
Yeah, my hands up on that one. I mean, and I know there's some teams that ran the table.
Sure.
One loss. Yeah. But here's a team that just, from the ashes, built themselves back up.
The Lions.
Yeah.
The Lions. I'll tell you what, man. Like, we got 2 orange helmets that go a long way, too. You know, they gear us up. But like, to know what they've gone through to get to where they are, and they're not satisfied. I mean, they could have been satisfied at 4 wins, 5 wins, 6, 7 wins. I didn't see it coming. Did you see it coming?
No.
I
honestly, I thought 5-5 might be a good start. 4-6.
I'm getting text messages, and they're saying, you know what? If they get 3 wins, that's a good season for Orange. Listen, I don't think they're done. I don't think they're done.
No, they could be one of those teams that absolutely just surprises somebody.
Can you imagine?
And what that does for the program. They get a playoff win. Like, whew.
They're believing up in Pepper Pike, man.
Yeah.
Hey, kudos to you guys. We're proud of you.
Yeah.
We're proud of you.
Definitely
All right.
wanted to shout that out.
Let me see. Anthony's so good at this, so I'm going to do my best. I'm trying to get the scoreboard up. Mike Swinehart is roaming around. Mikey, you good? He said, yep. He doesn't want to be on.
No, he's very shy.
He is by far the smartest person in YSN. Like,
there was a couple upsets. Louisville probably won't be in.
Who?
Louisville. Yeah, they probably won't
Oh,
be in. There was a couple upsets that was not expected. So
Gosh.
they went on the road and won a big game at Worcester tonight.
Say that last part one time.
Solon beat Hudson. That was not supposed to
Solon beat Hudson. Oh, gosh. And so that probably means Louisville's on the outs. That's tough, man. I mean, 16 teams, you can look at it any which way. There's still a team that wishes they were dancing. You know what I mean? How many? 67 or something in the March Madness now?
Mhm.
And there's still that 68 team or 69, 70.
Yeah.
The bubble teams.
Well, imagine the NCAA.
Oh.
You took 2. Now you're going to 12. You went 4 and 12, and Team 13 is going to be sitting there like, we could have won that game.
That's it.
All
right. Is this the one? I'm going to guess.
Should be it.
I'm going to guess.
There we go.
Is that it?
That is it.
Okay.
That is it. So,
Why is it not? Oh, there we go. We got to add it.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Hey, now it's a scoreboard show.
Yeah.
Take us through these scores there, Miguel.
So he always blows it full screen for us.
Okay. Hang on. Here we go.
There we go. All right. So we start across the border. Beaver, they go in a 3-way tie in their conference. Central Valley, Avonworth, Beaver, all one loss in the conference. Beaver beat Avonworth. Avonworth beat Central Valley beat Beaver.
Standoff.
Yes. Mexican standoff. But playoffs abound. Beaver is a team to reckon with. Matthews gets shut out by Ashtabula St. John's. They come in, did a pretty good number on them. Lakeview. Wow. This was a great game. Michael McKenzie had a great call on it. 31-28, and Beaver Local missing a field goal at the very end. I think if you scroll over, we get a forced score.
Yes, sir.
We do.
We got to fix that.
Yeah. And then, as we talked earlier, Boardman, 42-17. But I love them uniforms from Canfield. I love the blackouts. Don't get rid of them, guys. You can reverse that curse real easy. And then we'll shoot across. That way we don't have to do it as much.
Shoot which way?
I'll start right below.
Right to left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wyndham, they secure what should be a good postseason berth with a 41-25 win over Fairport Harding. I think Harding is going to have to wait and see if they get in.
Mm-hmm.
Lakeside over Edgewood, 36-18. They double them up. A game that I knew, and I said this earlier, it all depended which LeBray team showed up. They got behind big early, tried to battle back. It was too late. Crestview took care of business 58-25 as they come away with the win in that one.
Hang on.
And then
Back to the other side.
back to that other side we go, and it is Ursuline winning the Holy War 30-0. This was 6-0 at the half. So the Irish made some good adjustments.
Wow.
Dan Reardon, he's going to have a lot to talk about because he's going to say we can play better. And I like the way he approaches things. Jefferson got buried by Geneva. This is the second time I've gotten to see Geneva. They beat Jefferson. They beat Springfield earlier in the year, and that was a game that probably helped Sean Guerrero's team get to where they are now.
Hey, we got 7 out of 8 teams in Ashtabula.
Yeah.
Geneva's the only one we don't have.
Yeah.
Come on, Geneva.
They need to join us. And then, remember I was telling you about Perry?
Gosh.
They put up a 50 spot in the first half, and they were trying not to score on Hawken in the second half. But what are you going to tell a sophomore that gets into a game? Oh, please fall down at the one.
No, you got to
let them score.
Go for it.
Yeah, let them score. They are going to be a force to deal with come playoff time.
Yep.
Western Reserve, Jackson Milton. This game was tight for a long time, but Western Reserve, they just wear teams out. They just physically beat you up in the trenches, and that's just their type of football game. They're going to be a tough out come this postseason.
Just go down, and we'll get that other one.
Then Madison, all over Conneaut tonight, 43-6. Springfield flying into the playoffs with a big win. Tigers were looking real good.
Hey, by the way, congratulations, Sean Guerrero, all-time leading winningest coach in Springfield football history.
Yeah, so kudos to him. He's just a great guy.
Love him.
Yeah, fantastic. Louisville gets the win, but according to Mike, it might not be enough. So we'll see how that works out. Nothing's official until Sunday, as I like to put the quotes.
Joe Idol, you can go on probably pretty quick here and know what's official.
Girard over Niles, and Girard heading to the postseason. Niles is probably glad the season is over. It was a tough year for the Red Dragons, 42-8. East Liverpool all over Oakland. Fastest game of the night. This game, I swear, was over by 9-10.
It's incredible.
So 52-0 for the Potters. And another just fantastic game between two rivals. Can't beat it. Poland beating Struthers 14-7. South Range runs the table again.
Hoist the colors.
38-0. Conference champs. They're awesome. I'm not going to lie. They go about their business. Bring the lunch pail.
I'll say it. They haven't not won an NEA championship since the league began.
Yeah. Yeah. And all routes to that championship will forever lead through South Range.
I believe it.
Because they've got something cooking down there real special, and it's just blending into the next generation. These kids now see what it takes, and they're all on board. West Branch. I'm not used to them playing their rival game on a Friday night.
Saturday.
Yeah, it's always been Saturday. But they got the job done. Again, tight game here. Salem actually led 7-6 and then gives up 20 unanswered
Did
points.
you happen to see our special guest of the evening?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Can we go? We'll put a pause on this because
Yeah.
he's waiting for us.
Yeah, let's bring our guest in.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we bring in one of my dear friends in the entire world, one of the greatest men you will ever know, one of the greatest champions of all time, one of the all-time winningest coaches in the area. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we bring in the head ball coach of the Valley Christian War Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Hay.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. Mike is not on the show. Yeah.
Get some reception, buddy. Get some reception.
You sound like Freddy Krueger right now instead of Macho Man.
Yeah, it's scary. We're getting close to Halloween, man. Where is he? Where'd he go? No, and he's in pitch black. Maybe that was the guy that was in the car over at Ben's.
He was at Ben's.
He abducted Colucci. He's gone. We got all that big. It was that big intro. Wait. See there? Oh, there he is.
7-3.
There
Are
he
you
is.
there?
Yeah, we got you. We got you
now.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. No, kids played a real great game here down the stretch and knocked off Columbiana in the park. General Spate always has his kids ready to go, man. I'm proud of our kids, and it was a great game. What went on in the Valley today? I don't know what the hell went on.
Football.
Yeah, Yeah, I was listening to the jargon. Again, hey, man, South Range. Remember a couple years ago? I don't know if these guys can play with these teams. I remember that. I don't know if these guys can play with these big schools. At this point, and I played South Range many, many times when I was at Middle Ridge, when I was at Western Reserve. And say what you want about South Range. They are the tradition. They are the tradition.
Word on the street is you want to line up the War Eagles against the
War
Raiders
Eagle
week 1
will
next
back
year.
down to
He's obviously having some connection issues, but would you play them week 1 next year? I got a phone call right before I got on the show. Oh, this is killing me.
He's doing Groucho Marx right now.
Buddy, it wouldn't surprise me.
Mark you. Just like Marion Local and Kirtland would mark you. Marion Local and Kirtland will mark you. South Range will mark you. And then it's good to play them because they're going to win you a lot of games. Am I not right?
So is that a yes? Is that a yes?
Oh, I got to have an open schedule and date. I don't know. You know, I wouldn't back down to them, but at this
week 1, 2025. I'm trying to make a deal here.
Hey, DJ. I played them everywhere I went, and I beaten them. So I'm just letting you know that. I was at Middle Ridge and I beat them. I was at Western Reserve and I beat them, and I got my ass kicked by him too. So I'm a real dude. I'll tell you, but I'll also tell you this: they are the cream of the crop in the area. All divisions. They're the best. They have tradition. They have great coaching. They believe in themselves. And I don't think they're worrying about division. David Rock is a hell of a coach. His staff is great. But don't be antagonizing me. I ain't backing down to people. Don't be antagonizing me. I ain't backing down to people. But at the same time, they're a different monster right now than us. But hey, man, go ask Fitch and Canfield if they want to play him.
All I'm asking is for that week 1 coach's corner, you on one side, Rock on the other. That would be electric.
I'm going to dress up as Macho Man Randy Savage.
We'll get him to dress up as Hogan.
Oh, dude, WrestleMania 3. Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
He'll dress up like The Rock because he's Dave Rock.
Oh, my God. Hey, you know what? Dave's a hell of a guy. He gets those guys to play hard. And, the guy has a hell of a program. You know what I mean? But he was not born on third base. I'm gonna tell you that right now because he was given this thing. You know what? Sure he was, but at the same time, he has taken them.
That coaching staff's something else. I think that's what he's trying to get to.
That coaching staff is great.
When he comes back, I can't wait because I think I know what question you're going to ask him. I cannot wait for this question to be asked from you because hopefully he comes back. We don't know if he's got fur in the back of the car in the trunk. We can only imagine at this point.
Or is he stealing his chicken fingers?
We hopefully the coach pops back on. Here we'll keep going and see if we can pop this back up. Does this thing pop back up? Here we go. All right, I'll give you full screen here. Finish this up. Where were we?
We just done Poland Struthers, South Range. We were talking about Salem, Mohawk. All right, we're to Southern Latonia. Southern taking care of business. 5-game winning streak. They're ready. United cruising into the playoffs. Palestine, though, hey, kudos to them.
He's back.
Oh, speaking of that, Valley Christian, 34-28, come from behind win.
Gee, Mike, would you ever want to ask the winning coach a question about this game?
Sure, let's do that.
I'm here.
Hey, coach.
Hi, buddy.
So things weren't going exactly as planned in Clipper Stadium. What turned it around for those Eagles tonight to get you into that postseason?
We were getting tombstoned in the third quarter. we got a couple of tombstones placed on us, but we hulked up and we just, we challenged our kids, and it was 21-12. I think we were down by 9 in the third, and we started believing in Hakamania, and we believed in our country, and our kids cranked it up. We got a couple stops. No, man, we got some great players, too. I think Jay Sean Lindsay ran for 280 yards.
Oh, my gosh.
Big
But
dog.
that's like shooting par for this cat. So it's like, hey, don't be stupid. Run the ball. And we just ran a lot of different sets and formations and a lot of power, a lot of counter, a lot of buck sweep. And dude got loose. But I wish I was going to say it was because of the great coaching and waving a magic wand. You know what it comes down to a lot? Jimmy's and Joe's and young people making decisions about their lives and how they're going to approach their life. And our guys decided they weren't going to go quietly into the night. And just got to I give my kids a lot of credit, man. I got tough kids from a tough town, man. I got tough kids from a tough town on my team. We have different stories than the boys from Canfield in Poland. We have different stories. We have different stories from the South Range kids. Not saying that one is tougher than the other. They're just different. And
hey, you wanna stop with the hyperbole and come down and wrestle me for this guy right here?
Wrestle you?
You see this?
Oh, dude. What did? Oh, you want to wrestle?
You wanna give this a go?
Can I tell you something?
Let's go.
I have been calling on Floyd Mayweather for the last 2 years to fight me down at South High. Hey, he makes an average of $200 million a fight. You pay Coach Hake $1 million for the hospital bill, and then $1 million to pay me. I will put on a Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed type atmosphere down at South High, July 4th. It's going to be one of the most beautiful events. Some people are saying it might be the most beautiful event ever. I'm not saying that. Others are saying that. But I want to fight Floyd Mayweather. And I think I knock him out. I think I knock Coach Hake versus Floyd Mayweather. Oh, he's a professional. Coach Hake's going to knock him out. And if I get back to him right now, I hope he accepts the challenge. We'll sell a lot of tickets. A lot of people probably like to see me get knocked out. But he ain't going to do it that night. He's not going to do it. He's actually going to get himself knocked out. Take it to the bank. Coach Hake, Floyd Mayweather, July 4th, 2025. Bring the heat. I don't know what to tell you. I
love you, buddy.
I just want to know who's going to be your corner man. Who do you get to ask to cut you?
The whole YSN crew. I want the whole YSN crew there. And I want to prop me up like the old man of Europe. And as he punches me in my face, I just want everybody to believe the way I believe. Folks, we love our country. I'm doing this for America. I'm doing this for the children of Youngstown. Is there anything better? Is there anything better?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, come on. This is going to be great for TV. This is going to be great for the area. Coach Hake fights Floyd Mayweather at South High, down at South High. Is it going to get any better, folks? I don't know what to say. Maybe I'll have all the coaches in the area be my ringmen. Bob Spate, Rock. We'll have Rock. We'll have Cooper down there.
I know a bunch of that'll cut you. I don't know if anybody's going to patch you back together.
Cut me, Coop. Cut me, Coop. Just cut me like Spate. Yeah, Spate will. Oh, come
Spate
on.
will cut you, but it might not be under the eye.
Spate is like an old Civil War veteran with me. We've had these wonderful games. No, dude. You know what? I am blessed to coach in this area and to have an opportunity to play in the playoffs. A lot of people, all jokes aside, a lot of people, you coach all year and you just don't have opportunities or for whatever reason. I'm really blessed and you guys are great guys. Nobody covers. Hey, listen, you filled the void. You filled the beautiful void of the Vindicator and the Tribune. You have filled the void of our sports. Our sports were lost for a moment. And you guys came in and filled the void and taken it to new heights. Believe me when I tell you, you've taken it to new heights. And that's not bullshit stuff. That's all true. You've taken it to new heights. And kids in communities and schools are now on platforms like never before. And that's not BS. So I congratulate you as much as we're all joking. I know it's tongue in
All
cheek.
fun.
You guys are as good as there's ever been in this area when it comes to promoting kids, their schools, their communities, and giving them a platform. So, God bless you guys. You'll
Andy,
always
before
be
you go, I got to tell you, it looks like it's you guys versus Dalton next week.
the Dalton Bulldogs. I played them twice when I was at Mineral Ridge. We didn't play each other when I was at reserve. Their historic program. Ramsey was their coach when I was at Mineral Ridge. We were 1-1 against them in the playoffs. We're gonna play Dalton like a bunch of crazy people, and Dalton. I know that Vegas is gonna give them a heavy favorite. I don't care what Vegas says. I love the underdog. The underdog's going to come out here like a bunch of maniacs here next week. So you heard it here first. Coach Hakes claims we're winning the game. So whatever. You know what I mean? Hey, we're going to win.
We love you, buddy.
Love you, man.
We love you. Thank you so
If you
much for
don't
popping on.
believe, what if you don't believe? What are you doing in this game? If you don't believe. So I believe my dudes are going to come to play and we're going to knock Dalton off. There you go.
We're
Hey,
proud of you, buddy.
You guys are American legends. As always, hey, gentlemen, America first.
Always. Ladies and gentlemen, Hakamania running wild on a Friday night to close out. What a season. How do you follow that up?
That one's tough. We'll sell tickets. Like I'm listening to that and I'm like, I'm down, man.
My guy, I gotta put this down. That's a legit belt.
Yeah.
Made out of real alligator that I killed myself and skinned it. And gold from the 1949 gold rush, by the way.
Okay.
You can't follow that up. That is authenticity at its most. Everybody, listen, either love him or you hate him, right? There's not a whole lot of shades of gray in the middle. I love him. That's my running mate forever.
Well, and I love the fact that it's not even fresh off the press yet. He kind of knows who they're playing.
They knew.
They know.
These coaches are on.
They're going to be exchanging film before and I love the fact that he's got the confidence and the swagger to go to his team and say, we're going to go there and we're going to win.
I mean, I've been in the locker room when he's given his speech. I've been on the field when there's a lot of coaches that believe, but like he said, he coaches a different team with different circumstances. Yeah. And, I don't remember. I honestly don't recall because we didn't have Valley Christian until Andy came on. And obviously Dolph Carroll, but you look at what he's been able to do with that program and how many people wrote him off personally, and Valley Christian gives him a chance, and look what he's been able to give back to Valley Christian and these young men, and young ladies, because you got the cheerleaders that are fantastic as well. I'm so proud of him on so many different levels, and people say, well, your buddies, listen, I like to keep myself around high character people. If I'm going into war, I'm going in the foxhole with that guy.
Yeah.
Right. And I think his players feel the same way. And I think anybody that's ever played for him feels that same way because they felt like he had their back.
You could go back to when he coached at Western Reserve. I guarantee you any kid that played for him there still has that same type of feel.
And I think there's a lot of that. I mean, you've done this. I'm not aging you. You've done this a lot longer than I have. And you've talked to a lot of coaches. You've talked to a lot of players. That relationship between a coach and a player in high school, I mean, there's mentorship there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these players become coaches because of those coaches. Yes. So you look at that, and if he can get, maybe 10% of those kids that are in that locker room now to go on and be on staff somewhere else, down the line, they take that knowledge and that Andy Hake tree, right? And they just grow. I mean, you look at Bob Spade. You look at what he's been able to teach people. Dan Yeagley. You go up and down. Rob Saynor, how much influence does he have on those kids that are in that locker room right now that are now going to make football a part of their life from this day forward?
Well, and the funny thing is, and we can use Rob as a perfect example here, from a team that those kids were probably last year, the year before on this week. Oh boy. We got to go play last time. Now the seniors, it's always a different feel because it's the last time you get to walk through, put those pads on. This senior group, I'll bet you will have 3 to 7 kids that will go on to coach football because of what he did. Andy's going to have kids go coach. We know Yegley did. We know Spade has. Pavlansky at Canfield.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look. Fitch kids.
All the Pavlanskis,
Yeah.
for that matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you look it up
take
and
a
down.
look and
TJ Parker's influencing
Yeah.
guys. I mean, but
DJ Doda.
yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
you look at this, and I think the point that gets lost is, like, everybody's going to point at that interview with Andy, and they're going to go, "Oh, you're giving Doughton bulletin board material." Listen, he was ready to walk through hell with a freaking super soaker barefoot.
Yeah.
That's Andy. He's always going to believe in his kids. He's always going to believe in his family. He's always going to believe in his faith. He's a team guy. Team.
Well, and I've always said this: no coach could ever walk into their locker room and have any respect if they went, "Hey, man, we made the playoffs. It's been a great year. Just letting you know we're going up against the number 1 team in the state and we're going to lose. But I want you to give your all." And then, like, you tune that out immediately. And no coach would ever do that. But I'm saying, like, I would rather have a guy who's like, yeah, he told us he's going to go win. He believes in his heart that's how he's going to prepare this week. And you have to. Like, you can't, like I said, you cannot sit there and go, well, how do I break it to my 18 seniors? This will be their final game, and they're going to get their butts whooped.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Hey, got to play the game, right?
You have to.
Got to play the game. You got to show up and see
that's why upsets happen.
It's beautiful. We saw some tonight. I mean, you got Mike Swinehart working hard on a paper over there.
He's got D5, not official, but what he's seeing. South Range going to host Fairless. Manchester, Liberty's going there. And then you have Poland, Canton Central. Oh, that should be a good game.
Oh, man.
Garrett, the G-Men, going to get a home game, play Trinity. Sugar Creek, Garraway, Lakeview.
Wow.
Edison at Crestview.
I heard that one.
Girard, Chagrin Falls. Or Cuyahoga Falls.
Cuyahoga Falls. Yeah, that threw me for a second. I'm like, what?
No, it's Chagrin.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Chagrin. Chagrin Falls.
But unofficial.
Unofficial. But you look at that and, like, if
that's worth $9.99, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'd pay $9.99
for
a bunch of times for some games. But what I'm saying there is, if some things bounce and go the right way, this second round, the Crews might not be traveling very far.
I mean,
it's possible.
I'm just thinking about some of the potential matchups. South Range Crestview would be interesting.
Yeah.
The Internet World Champions on the message boards think that would be very interesting.
Actually, it could be South Range Girard.
South Range Girard would be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, any of the Poland Girard Part 2.
Yeah.
South Range Poland, South Range Girard Part 2. I do miss the South Range Crestview matchups. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I grew up with those. I miss those.
Yeah, and you sit there and you're just like, wow, like you want these games.
There's a lot of people. I sit and I watch the message board. There's a lot of people that don't believe that South Range is the real deal, and I know they love it. I know they eat it up like they're.
If you're not believing that this is not a real team right now and a team that's got a chance, you better get on board right now. Because if you're not on board right now, please don't jump on after they get a couple
you don't have to read the manifest in this studio.
Yeah,
I think we both understand. But the reality is there's people that are like, okay, well, that's not the team from 22. That's not okay.
It's not.
It's not. But the team that beat them last year went on to win the D5 state championship and quite possibly could win a D4 state championship this year.
Yeah. With
basically the same guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think South Range is going to be a force. Obviously, they're writing their own ticket at this point, right? They're the 1 seed. They're the 1 seed.
They are. And when I look at this, when I hear people go, well, who did they really play? Oh, really? Would you like to go over that? Because I can look at that,
scale that,
and I'm like, Hubbard. They finished 500. Louisville, 4-6. Probably just going to miss the playoffs.
D2, by the way.
Yeah.
Playing up 3 divisions.
They only played Salem, in my lifetime, I would have never ever thought South Range and Salem would play, and they manhandled Salem.
Yep.
You know,
And that's a team that went toe to toe there for a while with West Branch.
Barberton's a bigger school than them.
Oh yeah,
They manhandled them.
yeah.
Lakeview,
But what about Poland though, Mike?
Struthers,
What about
Poland,
Struthers?
Girard, saved them all for last. You know, they didn't play anybody. You sure?
I
You
mean,
want to say that? If
That's
you
the
did?
thing, and you don't hear that chatter in the NE8 anymore.
No.
You don't hear it because, as Andy said, listen, are they big enough to be in here? Yes, they've won the division, they've won the conference the last however many years since it's been around. Was that 2018, 2019?
I think they have one conference loss.
2, I think. Poland and Nile,
Poland year
but
one.
that might not have been. That was before the NE8 was created,
Yeah.
I believe.
I think
careful.
since it was NE8, I think Niles is the only team that got them. Some other teams have punched them in the mouth during
Interesting.
those conference games.
I'll have to go do some
But
stuff.
when they,
I'm probably going to get blown up here. You know it's going to come. All right, turn the page.
all right.
You want to finish the scoreboard?
Yeah.
All right,
we
let's
can do
finish the scoreboard and blow it up. Come on, here we go. All right,
that. All right. I'm trying to think.
we were at Columbiana Valley Christian.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we got that. Champion gets their first win, 35-8 over Newton Falls. Tomorrow, this is a great game. This is one, St. Ed's Oban. That's all you got to say. 2:00. That's a great game. Waterloo, Camel just could not punch it in. Drove deep several times, could not finish the drive.
That's a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Kudos, Waterloo.
Garrettsville, the G-men.
They're real, man.
They are. And they are
spectacular.
Also sitting in that 5. And there's our team Orange, 25-22 over West Geauga. And Hallen losing to University School 35-14.
All right, hang tight. We got one row.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, Pie Valley definitely delivered a message to Grand Valley. And
I was looking at the one on the bottom.
yeah,
That's the first I saw this one.
East beat Cheney. First time since 2010 they beat Cheney.
Wow.
14 years of winless out the window.
Sorry, Mike.
Fitch falling to Harding 34-21. Liberty all over Southeast. Mineral Ridge losing to McDonald. That might have been the fastest game I've ever seen. And there you have it.
I called Lisbon
over Wellsville.
I called Lisbon.
Great game, by the way. Fantastic game.
That it? Oh,
That's
no,
it. We got them all.
That's
We
it.
had Wyndham earlier.
All right.
So that'll shoot the scoreboard up. But you pick where you were saying earlier, I got to think about it.
Oh, yeah, we still never made it back to
Yeah,
that question.
yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
mean-
sorry.
Well, no. The general came in. He's selling tickets and fighting Floyd Mayweather.
January or July
July
4th, 2025.
Yeah.
Market, Southside Stadium, Coliseum.
The Coliseum.
I mean, so I think we should have a little bit of a draft, and not, a legit draft. Like, I'm going to be with South Range, right? But like, as we do it on YSN, you get knocked off and you got to pick up a different team.
Yeah.
So, we have, we don't have the official count, but what, 30 teams, 30-ish teams that are crossing the finish line and going on to week 11 here from the YSN family. So we're getting text messages, we're getting comments. It will be the pay-per-view model. That's just the easiest way to do it. Sponsors are tough because there are so many sponsors right now doing games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it will be the pay-per-view model. One price gets all the games, all of them, and we will follow them. Sometimes we will have a seat at the table. Sometimes we will not. So we will, in advance, we will tell you what games are available. So we will have a locked-in schedule probably on Wednesday, I would imagine. Games are subject to change, as always.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like I can remember last year we went to a couple games where Spectrum's there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when Spectrum's there,
We're audio only.
yeah. And I can remember. What do you mean you're audio only? I'm sorry.
Nothing we can do about it.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you the best we can.
Yeah.
We're gonna just try and paint you a picture like Rembrandt.
But we've known in advance,
Yeah.
especially for the earlier rounds.
And I always thought it was great last year. You guys were excellent on your website on all the shows.
Yeah.
Anthony going, hey, man, we're going to be there, but it's audio only.
Yep.
You know, and we tell you.
The later you get, the more audio only you're going to get.
Yeah.
Because when you get to the state semis and the state championship, it's going to be audio only.
Even the state quarters.
Yeah.
You know, it's you're just at the mercy. And
Yep.
But that's when you really lean on some of these guys that have called great games.
Yep.
Ty's going to be there. You're going to be there. A couple of your first year guys.
Romeo,
I want to see
Dominic.
them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, see where they advance.
Fur. I mean, they love him.
Yeah.
Fur could run for mayor of Berlin Center right now, and he's winning.
Yeah. And he still may win in South Range.
If he's still alive. We got to check in on it.
Well, I think he was in Andy's car.
Eating chicken fingers.
He's going out to cut the tree down that Andy's going to start training with, running up the hills.
Love it. Mikey, you want to come in?
Yeah.
What did you think? I mean, this is your first official year on the squad.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, he says.
Not a man of many words.
But he is the smartest dude in the room. Hands down.
He's
genius.
I love it.
Right now, Canfield's 15, Cheney is 16, Akron East is 17, but Akron East plays tomorrow.
Okay.
If East wins, Canfield is out because Cheney's win over East in week 1 will give them some more points to go over Canfield.
Oh my gosh.
So,
So who
It
does
all
who does
boils down.
Akron East play tomorrow?
Akron Garfield. So Canfield's gonna be rooting for Akron Garfield.
Go Garfield. I'm saying go Garfield.
If East loses, both Cheney and Canfield are in.
Go Garfield.
Yeah.
Go Garfield.
Go Garfield.
That one's
And that's why
simple.
you're the smartest man in the entire YSN universe, except for that shirt. Seahawks.
It's all right. He gave us Russ.
That's true. That's true. Hey, there were 2 Jags in the stands booing Russ in his first 2 incompletions. They talked about him on DVE.
Get him out of here.
It was Fur and yours truly.
10 months without playing.
I'm just saying we want Justin. Now I'm a Russ guy. I'm all in on. I'm cooking. We're doing all kinds of
I
stuff.
want both.
Danger. They got a Danger Us sandwich at Permani's.
Yeah, I got to eat that, by the way.
I'll be hitting that up. You want to put a tie or put a bow on this? I guess.
Yeah. Hey, we truly appreciate it. Make sure you tune into YSN this week.
Yep.
We're going to have all the playoff pairings for you. The guys are going to let you know where we'll be, who will be there.
Yep.
All that. So
The big graphics come out with all
Yeah.
our faces on them now. So
Yeah.
now you get to see who you're going to listen to.
I'll try to smile on this one. No.
You better, man.
I came ready for hockey.
You are ready to go.
I was ready, man.
Your forecheck has never
Yeah.
been better.
But hey, we appreciate it. It's been a great season. I can't believe 10 weeks are in the books already.
It's unbelievable.
So, but we appreciate you for joining us tonight. We will get you ready. And as fast as the regular season was, the postseason seems to even go faster because the anticipation, the build up the game, where are we going the following week if you advance?
This show might stay on because I think we can do this show remotely
Yeah.
and still make it work. So we're going to try to keep this show going so you have a place to go. Now, remember, week 11 and moving forward, it's Friday and Saturday, right? Or is
Well,
it just
was
Friday?
all Fridays last year?
Okay, so
Minus when we got to the championship round.
I thought we were doing Fridays and Saturdays. I'll have to check
Did they
that.
go back? Because if they went back to that, I'm really down with that. You know me.
Oh yeah, we'll have to look. I thought that it was Fridays and Saturdays,
Yeah.
but I'll look it up because I thought they were trying to do that because of the officiating shortage.
Yeah.
So we'll
Okay,
double check that,
maybe.
but I'm pretty sure it's Fridays and Saturdays. So we'll keep that up, and then on the championships, if our team and when our teams get to the championships, it's like Friday morning. I mean, it's all over the place. So we'll
Yeah.
keep you up to date on that. But hey, we're not putting the cart before the horse, but we just feel pretty darn good about some of our teams this year. Mike, thank you again for a phenomenal 10 weeks.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
you.
joining me in here tonight. Appreciate it. I needed somebody to run this board. I made it through the audible call.
You killed it.
They looked at me and they were like, I says, I got this. I've been watching for 4 years.
You
I got
killed it.
this.
You killed it, man.
So-
We're proud of you. That's going to do it.
Yeah, that's it. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. We will try to keep the scoreboard show going as long as we can. And hey, we look forward to the postseason. Let's get ready to ride.
God bless you. America first. YSN number 1. YSN thanks you for